Hey all, Matt Long Realtor here. I'm going to bring you the top 10 things that we see in appraisals and inspections that literally create hangups for FHA loans on homes. So probably one of the most popular ways for people to buy a home is through a loan, borrowing money. And FHA is one of the most popular methods for people to buy, typically only having to put around 3.5% down to purchase a home. That being said, there's several processes when you're buying a home, especially if there's a mortgage involved. You have to find the home, and then as a buyer, your offer is being qualified by the seller. And then once you've decided, yes, I want to put in this offer, and the seller, yes, I want to take your offer, now the bank is qualifying you for the money and the home for the money. Does it pass its standards? And then once you get to that process, if they haven't had you, rinse and repeat a couple times, now you've reached the closing table and to make sure that you're able to buy this home. Now, the top 10 things that I see that I, through research, through talking to inspectors, talking to appraisers, one of them is, hi everybody for joining in, Shannon. One of them is chip paint. And a lot of the homes that get bought FHA, a lot of them are older homes. And chip paint, what does that matter? It's just paint, right? Well, paint is put on the outside of wood to help protect it from weathering, from rotting, from bugs, from naturally, degrading. So paint is very important. Chip paint will be one of those things that you're always going to see inspectors say, hey, this needs to be fixed. They're going to check there. If they see chip paint, they're also going to look to see if there's wood rot, say that 3 times fast, any sort of termites or wood damaging organisms, or just weather related sort of things, wear and tear on the house. Is it from something, maybe there was flooding there? Is it leading to bigger problems? So definitely go around, check the paint on your house. If you're going to sell the house, if you're buying a house, check for these things, check for these 10 things. So take a note down. I'll put these up over on the website, and you'll have it here on social media too. So definitely these are 10 things that'll help out. Number 2, some states require this, some don't. Carbon monoxide detectors. So I know the state of California is one of the big ones that push for it. Florida, I've never ran into carbon monoxide detector needed. But however, number 3, which is another big one, is smoke detectors. The smoke detectors have to be in the correct places. They have to be operational. And this isn't just an FHA thing, this is code. Code throughout Florida and different municipalities often say you need to have your smoke detectors in certain areas of the house, not to have them in kitchens, not to have them inside of bathrooms, because steam will also set them off. So these 2 things, 2 and 3, carbon monoxide detectors, a good thing to have, even if it's not required in your state. But some states that will hold it up, and making sure your smoke detector is working. I can tell that a house has usually been vacant for a long time and or the power's turned off when I go to the door to open up to get the key out, and I hear that beep, beep. And there's a smoke detector that's going dead because it's chirping at you. And number 4, missing appliances. FHA requires for there to be a stove and a microwave, not a refrigerator, but a stove and a microwave are supposed to be there. Now, if the missing appliances, these things can hold it up. If you're buying as is, or really any property, if the owners of the current property don't want to purchase this may be kind of a hang up. You may have to show that you've purchased items that work, that can be inspected. before that they'll check off on it. And this is something that may have to be done, money that may have to be spent before you're actually even approved for the loan. Doesn't happen very often at all, but it's just something to keep in mind. Missing appliances. So make sure when you're walking through that home, you're trying to find that diamond in the rough. Maybe you're okay with fixing it up a little bit. But if there's no appliances, then FHA is going to be a no-go. Another one is the garage doors. They have to be able to, if it's on, if it's a mechanical garage door, it has to be able to shut on its own. And if it shuts on its own, it has to have a laser. There has to be a sensor at the bottom that prevents the door from shutting on top of your foot or a child or a dog or whatever might decide to wait underneath the garage door while it's closing. So you want to make sure if it is one of the automated garage doors that it is closing on its own, and that, that there is a sensor there that prevents it from closing on something automatically and unintentionally. So check that. So these are all things that typically you can do during a walkthrough, either if they have the remote for the garage or the panel on the inside. If those two things aren't, if one of those two things aren't working, they're probably going to say, hey, you got to fix this before we can move forward. All right. And then number 6, utilities are not on. I know I talked about the smoke detector chirping, and that's one key sign that the power is probably not on. But if the power is not on, the inspector cannot check the outlets. They have to check at least one outlet in every room in pretty much every state. They have to make sure that the appliances, if they are all there, they have to make sure the appliances are working. If you have electrical appliances, even if it's gas, if the gas and electric are shut off, you can't really turn on a stove or a microwave or check the HVAC system and see if the air conditioner turns on, the heater turns on. They all have to make sure that these things are functional before they can check them off their list. So if you're selling a home and you're not living in it, when it comes to time to have an inspection done, you want to make sure that the utilities are on, and you want to make sure that you've went over there to make sure that stuff is turning on. If something has sit for a while, I'd hate to see somebody not be able to sell or buy a property simply because they let it sit too long with the utilities off. So I usually recommend, while you're trying to sell the property, leave the utilities on. You can modulate it. Yes, it does cost money, but this is another reason why you look at getting a realtor to help sell it faster. But definitely making sure that those utilities are on for the appraisal and the inspection. Hot water heater pilot light is lit. It has to be lit. If it is not lit, and again, if you shut the power off, it is probably not lit. So you got to go over there, make sure the power is on, make sure the pilot light's lit, things are functional. One that I've seen before, and this is something that doesn't happen very often. This is for you pet lovers. People will install those, pet doors, doggy doors, cat doors, whatever you want to call it. Maybe a ferret door. I know I'm gonna have a ferret. If that is on the firewall between usually your kitchen or laundry or mudroom, wherever your garage enters into your house, there's a firewall there. If there's a doggy door on the door that leads to the garage and that's a firewall, you're gonna have to change the door, because the doggy door is considered a breach of the firewall. Yeah. So next time you go to buy a doggy door, think about where you're cutting holes and what doors and where you're putting them. It's convenient for you. It's convenient for your pet. However, it is considered a fire hazard, and it will not pass FHA inspection. Number 9, exposed wires. You see a lot of times you go into houses, people put up, sometimes it's the smoke detector itself. It's a hardwired smoke detector and it needs to be replaced for whatever reason, and the wires are hanging out. Or somebody had a chandelier. They wanted to keep the chandelier and didn't want it to go with the property. Happens pretty frequently. So the wires are there. You have to make sure that the wires are covered, that are put inside of a electrical box, so they are not exposed. Exposed wires will stop the process of FHA inspection and loan going through. And number 10, I want to get into broke or cracked windows. For obvious reasons, broke or cracked windows can lead to other things. Even something as like seeing a broke or cracked window in a house may make it more likely for somebody to want to try to break it the rest of the way and come in unannounced. Usually people that come in through windows are typically unannounced people. However, make sure your windows are repaired before you have an inspection and appraisal. It's also going to be able to help with the heating and cooling of the property and making sure that you're not getting moisture inside, which can lead to mold and if you have wood windows, wood rot and stuff like that. So those are my 10 things. This is those are my 10 things here for the FHA hangups. What to look for, I'm gonna put together a list, so this way you'll have a print off list I'll have on the website this week. You can just print it off, and when you're going to house, you can just check out, oh, that's done, paint, they painted it all, good, no chipped paint, great. The windows are all intact, wonderful. Yes, there is power on in this place. They have it at 92, but it is on. I played with the thermostat and it made noise and clicked and air started blowing. So we're good there with power. So those are the 10 things to check out. Follow me over on social media at Matt Long Sports. You can head over onto the website at mattlongsports.com. And if you have any questions, always feel free to hit me up. 352-403-3730. Matter if you're in Florida where I'm based or anywhere else in the country. Keller Williams is one of the big reasons I'm with Keller Williams is because of my ability to stretch throughout the United States and throughout the world, and I can help people wherever they may be. So definitely you can hit me up, call me, text me, 352-403-3730. Hit me up on social media here at Matt Long Sports, or email me matthewlong@kw.com. That's all I got for you guys tonight. There will be some more. For more tips and stuff, head on over to the YouTube channel. Just search Matt Long Realtor. I'll come up, and you can see all the videos I've already posted up over there as well. Thank you all. I'm out.